There is a version of you that needs to die today. Not metaphorically. Completely. Every morning you wake up and choose him again, you extend his life by another 24 hours. Right now, without you noticing, this weaker version is being reinforced. Every snooze button, every skipped rep, every excuse dressed up as a reason. He is not disappearing, he is being fed. But the opposite is also true. Every time you do the hard thing instead of the easy thing, you starve him a little more. Every rep, every cold morning, every promise kept in silence, there is a blade against his throat. This is the rule that governs everything that follows. You do not become a stronger man by adding something new. You become him by killing what is weak. That is the whole law. Kill the weak version of yourself, and the man you were born to be walks out of the wreckage. You think you need more information. You do not. You already know what to do. You knew it this morning when you hit snooze. You knew it when you chose the couch over the gym. You knew it when you said tomorrow for the 100th time. That is why knowledge was never the problem. Obedience was. Weak men collect advice like trophies. Disciplined men collect evidence, proof repeated daily that they are not who they used to be. Picture a blacksmith at his forge. He does not build a blade by being gentle with the steel. He heats it until it glows. He beats it. He plunges it into cold water and lets it scream. Then he does it again and again. The steel does not become a sword by staying comfortable. It becomes a sword by being stripped of everything soft inside it. That is why comfort is the enemy of becoming. Not pain, comfort. Pain is the fire that removes the weakness. Comfort is what lets the weakness survive another day. You are not born soft. You are born capable of ferocity, of focus, of standing in fire without flinching. Somewhere along the way, comfort got its hands on you. It told you rest was safety. It told you ease was reward. It told you that avoiding discomfort was wisdom. It lied. That is why the man you were born to be feels like a stranger now, because you have spent years feeding the wrong one. Weak people protect their comfort. Strong people protect their standards. Weak people ask, how do I feel today? Strong people ask, what does the mission require today? Soft, hard, choose. But here is the relief buried inside the brutality. The same law that built the weak version of you can build the strong one. The forge does not care what shape the metal started in. It only cares whether it is willing to be heated again. That is why it is never too late. Every rep you have missed, every promise you have broken to yourself, none of it is a life sentence. It is simply unspent fuel waiting for you to strike the match. Think of a wolf in late winter. Its old coat is dense, matted, heavy with everything it survived. When spring comes, it does not keep that coat out of loyalty. It sheds it in clumps, ugly, patchy, undignified. For weeks, it looks worse before it looks better. But underneath, a leaner, faster animal is already forming. That is why the discomfort of change is not a sign you're doing it wrong. It is the sign the old version is finally leaving your body. You're going to feel exposed for a while. Good. That is the weak version losing his grip. Weak men mistake that discomfort for failure and turn back. Disciplined men recognize it as evidence and keep walking, not because they feel ready, because readiness was never the requirement. Willingness was. Think about the last time you did something difficult with absolutely no one watching. That memory matters more than any goal you have written down, because the man you were born to be is not built in front of an audience. He is built in the dark, alone, when quitting costs you nothing but your own respect. That is why the workouts no one sees matter more than the ones you post. That is why the mornings no one applauds are the ones that actually count. Water does not carve a canyon by force. It carves it by repetition. One drop tells you nothing. A million drops, repeated across years, cut through solid rock. That is why one good day means nothing on its own, and one bad day destroys nothing on its own either. It is the pattern that carves the canyon, not the drop. This is why you kill the weak version of yourself one drop at a time, not in one dramatic swing. This is why discipline feels invisible while you are building it, and undeniable once it is built. You will not see the canyon after 1 week. You will see it after years of drops you did not quit on. Weak men measure progress by how they feel today. Strong men measure it by how many days in a row they showed up regardless of feeling. Underneath the ground, before anything green appears, a seed is already working. It is not idle. It is breaking itself open in complete darkness, with no proof yet that anything will grow. No sunlight reaches it. No one applauds it. It does the work anyway. That is why your unseen effort is not wasted, just because it is invisible. The proof always comes after the labor, never before it. You are allowed to not see results yet. You are not allowed to stop because of it. Weak men need visible proof to keep going. Strong men supply the proof themselves through the sheer act of continuing. That is the difference between a hobby and a discipline. A hobby needs encouragement. A discipline needs only obedience to the standard. Let's talk about what the weak version actually costs you, because it is never just the missed workout or the wasted morning. It is compounding. That is why 5 years from now, the man you could have been is not erased, he is simply further away. And the distance grows every day you choose comfort. This is not about today. This is about the next 20 years watching you decide every single morning which man survives. This is urgency, not panic. Panic makes you scramble for a week and quit. Urgency makes you consistent for a decade. That is why you do not need to fix everything tonight. You only need to refuse to feed the weak version one more time than you did yesterday. Weak men think consistency is boring. Strong men know boring is the price of greatness. There is no cinematic version of discipline. It looks like the same alarm, the same cold shower, the same 50 pages. The same difficult conversation you keep avoiding, finally had, day after day with no one clapping. That is why most men quit, not because the work is too hard, but because it is too quiet. They wanted a montage, they got Tuesday. But you were not born for applause. You were born for capability. A man who can be trusted with hard things. A man whose word is a fact, not a suggestion. A man who does not need to perform strength because he has actually built it alone in rooms no one else walked into. That is the man you were born to be. He has been buried under convenience, but he was never destroyed, only postponed. Here is something that has to be said plainly because pretending otherwise helps no one. You are not incapable. You are undertrained. There is a difference. Incapable means the door is locked forever. Undertrained means you simply have not repeated the right action enough times yet for it to become who you are. That is why your past inconsistency is not proof of weakness. It is proof you have been training the wrong muscle, the muscle of starting over instead of the muscle of continuing. This is why the goal was never motivation. Motivation is weather. It comes and goes with no loyalty to you. Discipline is climate. It is what remains true regardless of what today feels like. Weak men wait for the weather to cooperate. Strong men build a climate that does not care what the weather says. Think about a soldier before dawn. He does not wait to feel inspired to stand up. He stands up because standing up is what the mission requires, and the mission does not check how he feels first. That is why feelings were never meant to run the operation. They were meant to be observed, noted, and overruled when necessary. You are not your feelings. You are the one who decides what to do about them. Confidence is not something you find. It is something you manufacture, one kept promise at a time. Every time you say you will do something and then do it, you are not just completing a task. You are gathering evidence for the case that you are someone who can be trusted. That is why confidence built on discipline cannot be shaken by an insult, a setback, a bad week because it was never borrowed from outside approval. It was earned in private, and no one can repossess what they did not give you. Stronger, quieter, undeniable. This changes everything about how you show up with other people too. A man who has killed his weak version does not need to posture. He does not need the room to validate him, because he has already validated himself in every quiet moment no one else witnessed. That is why real presence cannot be faked with confidence. Tricks people feel the difference between a man performing strength and a man who simply possesses it. Health follows the same law. The body does not reward intention. It rewards repetition. You do not get strong by wanting to. You get strong by choosing thousands of times the harder rep over the easier stop. That is why your body is currently a physical record of every choice you have made when no one was watching. It does not lie. It cannot be talked into believing something that was not earned. Relationships follow the same law too. Weak men need people to complete them. Strong men bring wholeness into the room and share it. That is why chasing validation from others always leaves you hungry. You cannot fill an internal void with an external supply. But a man who has done the quiet work has something real to offer. Because he is not extracting worth from the relationship. He is contributing it. Freedom follows the same law. People think freedom means no structure, no rules, no discipline holding you in place. That is backwards. The undisciplined man is the least free man alive, a hostage to every impulse, every mood, every craving that walks through the door of his mind. That is why discipline is not the opposite of freedom. Discipline is the mechanism that produces it. The man who controls his habits is the only man who actually controls his life. By now, the shape of this should be clear. This was never about one workout, one book, one hard conversation. This is about which man is going to occupy your body for the next 50 years. That is why today's choice is never really about today. It echoes forward into every year you have left, compounding quietly, whether you notice it or not. Weak men negotiate with themselves in the morning. Strong men already decided the night before. Weak men need the mood to be right. Strong men act and let the mood catch up. Weak men explain themselves. Strong men simply show up again. Soft, hard, choose. This is not about becoming a different person overnight. No man does that. This is about winning today, in private, without anyone knowing, and then doing it again tomorrow, and letting years of unremarkable days become an unrecognizable man. That is why the effort no one applauds is the only effort that actually builds anything permanent. Applause is for performances. Silence is for building. So ask yourself, what is the weak version of you still getting fed every day without a fight? And what would your life look like 5 years from now if you finally starved? The old version of you does not go quietly. He will offer you comfort disguised as reason. He will tell you tomorrow is soon enough. He will remind you that no one would know if you quit tonight. That is why the fight is never public. It happens in the 15 seconds before you decide, alone, whether the old version eats again or starves for one more day. Every one of those 15-second decisions is a blade. Everyone is a drop of water against stone. Everyone is heat against steel. None of them look like much on their own. Strung together across years, they are the entire difference between the man you have been and the man you were born to be. You do not need more time. You do not need more information. You do not need permission. You need to make the same choice you already know is right, one more time than you want to, and the man you were born to be walks out of the wreckage.